No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot.
You ain't got no better food like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
That's just two guys talking, am I right? We're just talking.
Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. Welcome to the driveway to Hayden.
I love that.
With our neighbors walking by, the kids are out asking 1,000 questions.
It's super awkward, but we're going to enjoy it a lot.
But it's been a minute. We've missed a couple of weeks just because life is crazy. So we thought we'd give you a treat. We're going to light up the train.
For the first time,
For the
right?
very first time.
Maiden voyage.
So I'm going to get this going, and then Mike can give you a little tour.
Okay.
How's that? We're just going to do a slow burn, kind of see how things go. I've got a charcoal chimney. It's about, I don't know, maybe a third full.
Love it.
And then we've got some hickory down here.
Tell us about what you're using to light that, John. That's what I'm most excited about.
know.
What is that?
This is, well, let me get this open first.
Okay, while he's opening that, here is the train. I was just looking at this, John, and I'm wondering if, does that hold?
It will. There's
Over
a wrench.
Oh, yep.
Fun fact, Mike. Do you know what type of wrench that is? I have always called this
An end wrench?
an open-ended wrench.
Uh-huh.
You know what our friends across the pond call this?
What?
It's a spanner wrench.
A spanner wrench.
Yeah, no idea why.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna set this in here. Once we get everything going, we'll drop this down. But there's actually a diamond mesh, like expanded metal, that'll sit right over here. So you could use this like a barbecue if you want.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yep.
I like that. I'm looking at this, John, and I'm thinking, while you're lighting that, I was just noticing this is like your grill area. I wondered if they just built like this to cover the grill and was like, you know what? This looks kind of like a train.
Like full send?
Yeah, so let's just lean into it because this stack is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I think you're gonna get plenty of draw out of that bad boy.
So I'm cheating.
Yeah. Tell us about this.
I have a blowtorch. No, so lighting charcoal can take forever, and you can use little tumbleweeds. I've got them in the garage.
Love it. So you kind of got to sit and wait for 20, 15, 30 minutes, waiting for it to come up to temperature and everything to ash over and stuff.
Yep. I put a blowtorch on it and just let it go.
How far does that blowtorch blow? Will it blow those active wasp nests right there?
I don't see the active one.
Right there. There's just one of them, just a little.
Oh, you know what? There's one over here.
Yep, one over there too. Let's see it. Oh, sick.
Yep, he's toast.
Goodbye, friends. Sorry. Didn't mean to ruin their day.
I'm not sorry. But so, Mike, tell us. You've got an offset.
I do.
Tell
I
us a
should
little
use it
bit
lot
about
more.
how an offset works.
Well, obviously you have a firebox where you light the fire, and that's where all the heat comes from. It's offset because the firebox is over there. The heat and the smoke kind of wafts into the cooking chamber that has no direct heat. So obviously you're not gonna cook burgers on this. You're not gonna cook hot dogs, although I guess you could probably do hot dogs. But this is more of a low and slow cooker. They're a lot of fun. They're a little bit more maintenance. Now this one I'm looking at has, I mean, the steel looks way thicker than the stuff that I have. So I would imagine this probably is probably gonna hold its temperature, but I'm excited to find out how much babysitting it's gonna take to try to keep it at a steady temp. Because mine is, like I say, pretty high maintenance. I have to add a little split every half hour, 25 minutes. To make sure that it stays consistent. So when I do an overnight cook, which I've only done a couple of times, it is full, like you're awake the whole time. It's no rest or anything, but it's a lot of fun. Like I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited to to give it a try. This is the tried and true. This is old school barbecue right here, offset. And this is why guys make fun of the Traegers, the pellet grills, because they call them easy bake ovens, because you just turn them on and walk away.
And you go to sleep.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I have no regrets for owning a pellet grill.
Yeah.
But the offset is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Although, I'll tell you, Mike and I were talking about this. I did carnitas for Cinco de Mayo. And our camera is on top of my ugly drum because we needed
working. Ugly drums serve so many purposes.
We needed
guys.
a little extra. Take a picture, Mike.
Oh, yeah, I should.
We'll throw this on the gram. We needed some extra height, so the ugly drum got pulled over.
Working great, holding the tripod and at a perfect height.
But so I did a pork shoulder essentially, and I had consistent heat for about 16 hours.
Yeah,
And
without adding anything, right?
Nope. And I did it the same way. I had a little bit more charcoal. You know what? I didn't even use the chimney. I filled my basket, and I put the blowtorch right on the basket in the barrel.
And is that about how long you sit with the blowtorch? Like, I mean, what was that, 1 minute, minute and a half?
Yeah, 3 or 4. What I'm looking for is for the coals to get white, start to maintain their own heat, and you can kind of see this like billowing smoke. Once you have constant billowing smoke, you know it's self-sustaining. And now I'm just waiting for the rest of the coals to get hot. If I had wanted to, I could have stayed on it and made it go faster, but...
Do you think that many coals is going to be enough to like heat this whole thing? Like, this is a huge cooking chamber.
I really don't think we're going to get this all the way hot tonight.
Right.
Mostly I wanted to light it up.
And just see what it looks like with smoke coming out.
See if the dampers work, which a cold fire with a lot of ugly smoke will be great for.
Yeah, that's true.
Because yeah, these pieces of wood are way too big.
Yeah.
To just be putting in here if we were actually going to cook on it.
That's true.
Maybe once the fire was really established and we had some really good coals going. We don't. We're not going to.
Yeah.
But it was a great excuse to pull the train out. We got invited to a city event next week, last minute, but
we're doing it.
They asked us to come and do some pork sandwiches again, and it's a touch the truck event.
What's that mean?
Which sounds weird.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's National Public Works Week, and the city's going to bring out all of their big equipment, the front end loaders, the plows.
Is this the first time they've done this?
They
I've
did
never
it
heard of
last
this.
year. But they're going to bring that out, and I was like, well, I got something cool to bring.
Yeah.
So they're going to have room for this out there. We'll fire it up, maybe do some dogs on it.
Cool.
Keep all the meat warm and just go to town.
I love it.
So
cool idea.
These coals are going pretty good. I'm going to dump them out now.
I love this shelf all along here. How handy is that? Like, you could put anything on this. This is really quite a convenient little guy.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So, we've got that going.
What kind of wood you got there, John?
This is... There's not enough bark on there to tell. This is hickory.
That's what I was thinking it looked like. I love me some hickory.
And I'm just gonna...
Freshen those coals up a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you've never worked an offset, it takes a little bit of finesse because sometimes you can get backdrafts so the smoke doesn't come through the cooking chamber and up the stack. It just kind of sits there, makes a huge mess. So, and especially where this is the first time we're using this, it's gonna take a little bit of finesse. John, I'm gonna kind of take a picture of this side here.
Yeah.
Maybe you can throw this up on the video. Oh. And maybe
Mike's
don't.
being brave, crawling all over the place.
I know, I love it. So, there's a door here. Way cool. Nice little clean out spot. You can post these pictures will appear here and here. Not really, I don't know where they'll appear.
I don't think you're on camera. Come back up here and do it again.
Oh. These pictures will appear here and here right now, so you can kind of see what they look like. But kind of a side door, obviously custom. The door is gonna kind of do the intake. Now, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've always done is we're gonna kind of leave the stack all the way open, especially to begin with, and just see if we can get the smoke going the right way. And then we can kind of use that to dial it in. The intake is really where we do our temperature, and then adjusting the flow on the stack or the exhaust is kind of where you really fine tune things. But most of it's gonna be on the intake.
Yep, so hopefully that'll open up. Do you have any trouble opening that?
I don't think so. I just want to make sure I'm opening it. That's great.
I'm gonna seal this up so that
Shut her
we
down.
start to get some heat moving. And I'll, let's see. Maybe we'll just,
Does it just stay? Impressive.
that ought to stay there.
Impressive.
So,
Okay, well, we got smoke coming out this side of the chamber, so we'll see.
well, that's a good sign.
I'm assuming that this is open and this is closed.
I might be wrong, but I think we're starting to get a little smoke coming out the stack.
That's what I think too, John. I don't know. Kind of exciting. Kind of exciting.
So we've definitely got smoke coming out this end.
Yeah.
We got a good flame going.
And that's one thing too. We've talked about this on the podcast, but one thing that I didn't realize the first time I used my offset was that the heat doesn't really come from the coals. It comes from an open flame. So you have to keep your flame, it has to be on fire the whole time. If it goes out, you've got to get it back up. Otherwise it's just dirty smoke. It doesn't keep heat well. So kind of a mess. I'm feeling good about this, John.
Are you? I can't tell anymore if I think there's...
I can see it coming out the doors here.
Yep.
And I think I see it starting to come up.
We definitely
out
have
of
some
here.
Leakage.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna drop this door.
Yeah, I think so. I think do that.
We'll leave the vents open. And let's see if we can't push a little smoke through this bad boy.
Yeah.
It's really taking all of my self-control not to open.
That's what
the
I want to be
chamber
like,
doors.
what's going on? But of course that's gonna,
So this will be a fun project over the summer. We'll continue to play with this. You can tell there's maybe I'll put a gasket.
that's what I'm wondering, if you
On
put a
this,
little like
but-
oven liner type of deal on these doors, just because it seems like we're getting a lot.
Yeah, there's some gaps.
But
So-
part of it is gonna be once everything comes up to temp and everything is working the way that it should, it'll be just fine, I think.
Yep. So it's running. I'm scared to walk over here. Two of us on this end of the,
Yeah, that's true.
but
Have a tip. You want me to move? I think I might have just closed the damper. Pretty sure I did, because now more smoke's coming out of here.
there we go. We're definitely getting smoke out.
We're cooking. We're
Yeah,
cooking.
the question is yeah, we may have to take the damper apart, give it a shot. But you can really start to kind of see. How's our fire doing, Mike?
It's doing well. It's flame on.
Cool.
It's working great. Very cool.
We're starting to see the temp come up here. We're up to 60 over on this side. These other thermometers aren't going to come up until we're significantly hotter.
Yeah.
But this will be fun.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So tag along and watch it as we go through the summer. We'll try and get a couple of cooks in here. I don't know, we could get an Irv in here. But we could get an Irv Jr.
Yeah, I bet we could definitely do a suckling pig. Think of the amount of pork shoulders you could do on this, though.
I know.
If you could get it solid and
I'm gonna
consistent, do
Here
it.
we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a live one.
Oh yeah, there's that torch. Come here, my little friend.
John moonlights as an exterminator / wasp maker matter.
I know.
He just dropped through the
He dropped.
floorboards.
Yeah. But so, and on this cooker, you can't really see it, but there is a half wall here. So you've got, I don't know, call it 4 feet of chamber, and then you've got another 2 feet that I've got to think you could hang some sausage down here.
I think it's way cool that they have the whole bar.
Yep.
They've got hooks all along. Very cool.
So this will be fun to play with, kind of get to know. And then we've got the 500. I tried to sell it.
I thought you did sell it.
I had several people, but everybody wanted it to put propane in.
Oh.
And you ain't going to do that.
Fools.
So
All right, so that's still on the table then.
I think it's going to have to be.
I love it. Well, I think that'll fit right here on this trailer, on this side. And then we'll have to
there's a whole nother
flip that
trailer in the
around.
backyard, remember?
Oh, that's true. That was hilarious.
Oh. Well,
Cool.
we're going to stay here and play for a while. Nobody wants to watch that.
That's true.
So, until next time, I'm John,
I'm Mike.
and we're Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.